federal government avoided a shutdown Friday after passing a $1.2 trillion spending bill at the deadline, keeping funding going through the end of September. Joining us now to talk story about that and some of the other pressing issues facing us here in the islands is Hawaii Representative Ed Case. Aloha and good morning, Representative. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Good morning. Good to be here, but where'd the poke go? That's
we can still smell it a little bit in the studio.
So can I.
Got a little bit of leftovers.
I'm a little hungry.
I'm waiting for a little bit of a late lunch for us as we wake up so early. So back to this deadline. So getting this passed through the last minute, getting through the House and Senate, President Biden signing it. What do you think this provides for the country?
Well, first of all, the fact that we got it done is a major accomplishment, and I'm embarrassed to say that because it shouldn't have been this hard for us to get through a very, very difficult set of issues, but that's what government is about, is priorities and compromise, and the fact that we went through months and months of uncertainty and faced another government shutdown to get it done, none of that's good. But the fact is that at the end of the day, we did get it done. It's a $1.2 trillion bill. It completes our federal funding. I'm on the Appropriations Committee, so certainly our committee worked very hard to get this to happen, and we're all set now for the next couple of months until we deal with FY 2025.
Yeah, do you think there's something in the future where we could avoid just getting to these deadlines? Because obviously it's negotiations, this is how it works, but avoid getting to the point where we get to the shutdown?
Yeah, changing how Congress approaches it, changing the nature of problem solving. This is about problem solving. This is about doing the right thing for the country. And the fact of the matter is that we've got too many people in Congress that are kind of have a take no prisoners attitude, and they prefer to shut down the government. Now, luckily, they're still in the minority, but you know, it's still a hard slog to get there. But the fact is that we got both bills done, major good efforts for our country, and major parts of it very good for our Hawaii as well.
Now, one thing still being negotiated on Capitol Hill is the bill to give money to Ukraine, Israel, as well as Taiwan. Now, this bill did pass through the Senate. Do you think that Speaker Mike Johnson at the House of Representatives is going to bring this to the floor vote eventually?
I believe that he's going to bring something to the floor eventually. I don't know exactly what that's going to be yet. He has said publicly that he intends to bring a bill for Ukraine funding to the floor. To me, that is the most critical part of this entire package that came over from the Senate. Ukraine is in a perilous situation. We cannot let Ukraine fail. And the fact of the matter is that we need to continue to support Ukraine, not just for the sake of Ukraine, but for the sake of the world. And this impacts us directly here in Hawaii because China is definitely watching for the outcome of Ukraine.
Now, you talk about the importance to Ukraine as far as just democracy in the world goes, but the spending, people might think of this as just an infusion of cash to Ukraine, but where does this spending go to?
This spending goes to basically procure the weapons and equipment that Ukraine needs, which is actually manufactured in the United States. So this spending is us buying this equipment to ship to Ukraine. It does not go straight to Ukraine. It does not go to some slush fund in Ukraine that is subject to corruption, and that's a you know, usual piece of opposition to the bill. But the fact of the matter is we have control over that funding, and what we do at the end of the day is provide Ukraine with what it needs to win this war.
One thing that we have seen bipartisan agreement on is the potential ban, the bill that did pass the House of Representatives, potential ban or a divestment from ByteDance, which is the Chinese parent company of TikTok. Now, TikTok is a major American media outlet these days. It's like the CBS used to be back in the day with Walter Cronkite, 170 million estimated users in the United States. Why did the House feel the need to pass this bill?
Well, first of all, it passed out of the Energy and Commerce Committee unanimously, and that committee doesn't see anything come out unanimously. And the fact was that it passed the U.S. House by, I think it was 360 to 60 or somewhere in that range. So there was an overwhelming sentiment that we all had that this was the right thing to do. And I think it's important to go back to the point you just made, which is this doesn't ban TikTok. This says that a Chinese company controlled by the People's Republic of China, completely, totally, nobody should be under any illusions that it can't be owned by, effectively, the People's Republic of China. It is too dangerous. There's too much privacy, too much security, too much of a possibility of misinformation being transmitted back into our political system. And for this reason, over 100 years now, we have restricted foreign ownership of our media outlets, of our TV stations. We don't turn over our sources of information to foreign governments that don't have the best of intentions to us. And so what this says is, TikTok, you can continue. You just can't be controlled and owned by the People's Republic of China in a dangerous time.
Do you feel like this is something that has been happening? Because this is such a major American media outlet. Do you feel like the Chinese government has been putting their thumb on TikTok to change our political discourse?
Well, a lot of what we actually heard in Congress was in the classified space, and so it's hard for me to talk about it publicly, but it's very clear that the PRC has the capability to do that. And certainly it's an option open to them today, and I don't think we should give them that option.
Talking to some of your colleagues in the Senate, do you feel like this will pass through the Senate as well?
I don't know the answer on the Senate side. They've got a different calculus, and they obviously need a supermajority to vote it out. So I don't have a good prediction. I think they should. They just got a classified briefing late last week themselves, which I can say, from my own experience, is eye-opening and very direct as to the risks. So it may be that they do pass it.
And President Biden has said that he will sign that bill if it does, in fact, come to his desk.
Correct.
All right. Thank you so much, Representative Ed Case. Appreciate you joining us this morning.
Thank you very much.
Aloha.